Hello, everyone. Are you comfortable with your level of spoken English? Are you comfortable with your level of written English? Stay with me. I'm Dr. Mazi Eze, your favorite grammar coach. You know my style. I tell you stories to raise your grammatical consciousness. So let me tell you a story concerning irregular verbs, the use of irregular verbs. Okay, once upon a time, I took a taxi cab from Rumokoro Junction. I was heading to Choba. For those of you who are in Port Harcourt, you understand the scenario, you understand the context, you understand the setting. So there was I, sandwiched, so to speak, between two very big ladies, because when I entered a lady was on my left, who was a little on the fat side. As we journeyed on, another lady entered, also on the big side. I was sandwiched in between them. And it was a freezing cold morning. I wound up the glass before the other one entered. But as soon as she came in, she got the glass wound down. Listen, I'm talking about wound down. I didn't say winded down. Why? Wound. That's an irregular verb. So as we journeyed on, the lady has already got it wound down. I sneezed. And listen, this was pre-COVID. It happened about 5-7 years ago. So I sneezed. I told the lady, could you please wind down a little? Oh, sorry, could you wind up so that I don't want to catch cold? And she did it only a little. I sneezed again. I said, please, could you get it properly wound? And she said, I have winded it now. Why are you disturbing me? I said, you have wound it, but you've not got it properly wound. And she looked at me, eyeball to eyeball, face to face, and said, which one can be wound again now? In Port Harcourt parlance, that's pidgin. And everybody in the vehicle laughed me to scorn. Everybody laughed at me, so much so I was ashamed. The driver, two commuters, passengers in front, the lady on my right, the lady on my left. So what did I do? I usually do not pick offense easily, because I have a pet ideology that life is too funny to be taken too seriously. So I decided to convert that taxi cab into English Mastery Academy. I converted it to a classroom. So I waited until their derisive laughter died down, and I said, lady, you said winded. I said wound. And you're asking me what I mean by wound. Let me tell you that what I mean by wound is that wind is an irregular verb. It doesn't take winded as a past tense, it takes wound. Now let me break it down. A word like slap, you simply add an ed and then it becomes slapped. That's a regular verb. And what's the definition of a regular verb? A regular verb is a verb that takes an ed to form the past tense. Just slapped an ed to it. You have the past tense of a regular verb. So that's why you have walk, walked, move, moved, slap, double the P and then add an ed, and so on and so forth. Applaud, applauded. Now that scenario, that setting is not the same as for an irregular verb. An irregular verb is something like ate. That's the past tense of eat. You cannot say eat, eated. No. Why? Because it's an irregular verb. It doesn't follow the regular way of past tense formation. That's also why you say write, wrote. You cannot say writed because it's an irregular verb. Speak, spoke. Cast, cast. You cannot say casted. So that's why we are talking about regular verb and irregular verb. Now let's boil it down to bind, bound, grind, ground, wind, wound. All of these are in the same class of irregular verb. So lady, what I said, you've not got it properly wound. You cannot also say she casted and binded the demons in the lady yesterday. He casted and binded. No, he cast and bound. Correct for irregular verb. And that's why what I said is correct. Have you got it properly wound? Now that you understand I was correct and you were wrong, can you get it properly wound? And she obeyed. And everybody gave me a round of applause. I said, by the way, you're talking to Dr. Mazi Eze, Come on, holla. Everybody tell me Mazi. And they said Mazi. Stay with me. I'm Dr. Me. Dr. Mazi is your favorite grammar coach.